Dude, are you okay?
And in today's episode, we'll see a group of friends face an evil clown that comes back every 27 years. The story starts 27 years ago when a boy named Barney leaves home on a rainy day with a paper boat. He puts the boat in the water and it floats to a drain. When the boat falls in, Barney looks to see if he can get it, but a voice starts talking to him. Then, a clown appears and introduces himself to Barney. After the clown says Barney just needs to reach out to get his boat, Barney does, but the clown grabs his arm and pulls him into the drain.
Just reach in and take it.
In the next scene, we see Barney's dad with a poster of his missing son. He decides to put it on his city bulletin board with all the other missing kids, hoping his son will be found one day. But he overhears a couple talking about the missing kids who have never been found, which makes him sad. He leaves on his bike, but as he crosses a bridge, a branch appears out of nowhere and hits his tire, making him fall. Then some bullies show up and start threatening him. But Simpson sees the clownet, and when he mentions the clown, he distracts the bullies and manages to escape.
Creepy clown! Go get help!
He rides down a hill, and the bullies chase him. But soon other kids show up and start fighting the bullies. When Carl decides to call for heavier backup, Marge shows up and hits one of the bullies in the nose with a ball, then helps Homer. Marge starts talking to Homer about his injury. Then, the kids introduce themselves as the town nerds and say they are part of a club called the Losers. When Homer's nose starts bleeding, Marge says they have a first aid kit at their clubhouse, and they all go there. But before Homer goes down, the comic book guy tells him Marge was his secret love, but she already knew and tells Homer to find another secret love. Inside the clubhouse, Marge takes care of Homer while Carl talks. Homer reveals he saw an evil clown, and Marge says she also saw him while doing her nails in the bath. The clown appeared in her mirror and filled the bathroom with water, almost drowning her. But her sisters saved her, and when they opened the bathroom door, the water spilled out.
Little seltzer.
Next, it's Moe's turn to say he also saw the clown. For him, the clown appeared as a ventriloquist dummy, following him and saying he had dated his mom, implying they had been intimate.
I went on a date with your mother last night.
Now it's Carl's turn to share. When he was reading his book, the clown appeared as an octopus on his ceiling, spitting strange green liquid everywhere. Finally, Eddie tells how the clown appeared as his grandma's corpse in a bathtub full of worms. Homer then says he believes the clown is responsible for the missing kids, and Marge says they need to do something about it. But to do that, they would have to face their worst nightmare, doing homework. They all go to a library to look up some files about the issue. While reading, Homer writes some notes to Marge saying he likes her and signs them as a secret admirer. He puts the note in her backpack.
Army Summer Lightning.
Jupí experky, bublinky s kapkou ovoce.
Bravery the storm. Like a chip at the zoo, I'm bananas for you.
Then Marge runs to him to show some information she found. Next, they all gather in a garage, and Marge explains that the clown has been hiding in Kingfield all this time. She shows a film about the clown Crusto, and then Homer shows a book about Crusto's shows. Even though he did many shows, he was never funny. Marge says he reappears every 27 years. Suddenly, the clown comes out of the TV, becoming real. He tries to grab one of them, and Eddie becomes his victim. The clown says he never feels guilty when taking a chubby kid. As the clown is about to eat Eddie, Marge throws pliers to Homer, and he stabs the clown in the throat. But this only makes the clown angrier, and he threatens everyone there. Marge solves the problem by unplugging the TV, which weakens the clown. Moe has a panic attack, and Marge says they were able to hurt the clown. Homer says that means they can defeat him. They start packing their backpacks to go after the clown. During this, Eddie finds Homer's note in Marge's backpack and realizes it could make Marge fall for him. They all go to Crusto's show house. Inside, they find a box of treats, and Homer is the first one to open it. As Homer goes to the box, the clown jumps out and attacks them. They all use their weapons against Crusto, but nothing works. When the clown says he's invincible, he steps on some marbles, slips, and falls between cannons, hitting his face on the wall and falling hard on the ground. Then a vase falls on his head, and everyone laughs, surprising the clown who had never heard laughter at his shows.
Go!
The clown starts doing things to hurt himself just to make everyone laugh. While he destroys himself, Marge gives him a box of bombs to eat. He eats them and starts falling apart, ending up back in the drain. Before celebrating, they all make a pact that if the clown returns, it will come together to finish the job. No matter where they are, they all jump into the water, except the comic book guy, who is a bit scared. Marge encourages him with a kiss on the cheek and says she saw the poem he wrote for her. She asks him to stay with her because she wants the man who wrote that poem to be her first love. Homer sees this while in the water and tells his friends that his life is over because it's not right. But Carl tells him to calm down because he still has his whole life ahead of him.
I want my first love to be the boy who wrote those words.
Wait, by that you mean me, of course.
So 27 years have passed, and now the bullies are walking down the street in Kingfield. They notice a new bakery that suddenly appeared, and Jimbo suggests scaring the adults to get the pies. But as he starts talking through the window, a pie hits him, messing up his face. His friends are completely scared by this, and then the clown goes after Nelson.
Dude, are you okay?
At Homer's bar, everyone is watching a strange news report about the attack on the kids. Homer can't believe the clown is back, but when he looks at his watch, he realizes it's been 27 years. He decides to tell his friends what's happening. Mo is the first to be told after a rock show he did, then Carl, coming out of his spaceship, and next Marge gets the news. The conversation with Homer takes a bit longer, and she isn't sure if she can join the others since she has many responsibilities now. We see Marge's kids in this reality, and the kids find a card from Homer Simpson. When they ask who it is, their dad, the comic book guy, explains it's a childhood friend, but they would never go back to their hometown. Later, Marge and the comic book guy argue about helping Homer. When he sleeps, the comic book guy dreams about the clown, and when he wakes up to tell his wife about the dream, he finds a note saying she went to help her childhood friends.
The same little coward you always were!
At Homer's bar, everyone is gathered and toasts to their reunion. After some talk, Marge reveals that whenever she needs courage, she reads the poem the comic book guy wrote for her as a child. Hearing this, Homer is stunned and decides to tell Marge something. But before he can, her kids show up and interrupt the conversation between her and the comic book guy. Marge asks the kids to leave because she needs to talk privately with Homer. Meanwhile, the kids walk around the city and find everything strange. While Lizzie is walking and complaining, her brother stops in front of a TV. When she asks what it is, she is also amazed. Back at the bar, the comic book guy reminds everyone that they only escaped the clown because they were lucky. But while he's talking, they all get a call on their phones from the clown, who tells them not to leave the city and to come see his new attraction. He shows Marge and the comic book guy's kids trapped in a cage.
Not without seeing my new star attraction.
Help, Mom! Dad!
They all start walking through the sewer until they find the clown's lair and the cage with the kids. When Marge tries to get close to the cage, the clown stops her with fire and then shows the laughs of all the people he has captured. At this moment, Homer says he's not afraid of him, and everyone there has already overcome their childhood fears. But the clown reminds them that adults have something worse than kids, anxiety. So, he starts making their anxieties come true. But when he gets to the comic book guy, the clown says it's time to reveal something very important, that he only signed the poem that won Marge over. When she finds out, she starts saying her whole life was a lie. All these things only make the clown stronger. Then, from above, the boy shouts that they need to destroy the laughing sign. Quickly, Homer grabs a rock and asks Marge to throw it because only she is strong enough. Meanwhile, she discovers it was Homer who wrote the poem. As she gets ready to throw the rock, the clown attacks her, and the comic book guy steps in to save her. This allows her to destroy the sign, and all their fear ghosts start to disappear. The souls the clown captured with the laughs are freed, and then the clown himself starts to destroy because he has no more laughs to feed on, until he finally disappears for good. Then, Marge checks on the comic book guy. When he asks if his heroic act made up for all the years he lied to her, Marge makes it clear that it didn't. Next, they all ride their bikes down the street. Despite the trauma leaving scars, they think that with friends, everything can be resolved, and they can have a future ahead of them. The episode ends with aliens complaining that the group of friends overcame the clown. They plan the next dark moment of their lives and believe they won't be able to overcome the strangers. Thanks for watching. See you in the next videos.